Ted Mosby walks around acting like the saddest, sweetest romantic in New York. But the truth is, this guy was a walking red flag for 9 seasons straight.
Yeah, she's like the best girl you dated in years.
Yeah, Ted, hold on to that one.
Yeah, I have to break up with her.
He love-bombed, he rushed, he ghosted, he cheated, and he never let go of Robin, no matter who else was in his bed.
But she's like family to me, and I can't end that. Can you accept that?
I really hope you get her someday.
So, here's every time Ted absolutely earned the dump. Number 1, Robin Scherbatsky. So guys, we have to start here because Robin set the pattern for everything that came after. Ted meets Robin in the very first episode of the show. They go on one date, and what does Ted do at the end of the one date? He drops the L word on her.
I think I'm in love with you.
What?
What?
Bro, you met her 4 hours ago. Calm down. Robin, she had just gotten out of a bad breakup and was laser focused on her TV news career. She wanted nothing serious, but Ted didn't care. He went full speed ahead, planning the wedding, the kids, the white picket fence, all of it, while Robin was trying to climb the ladder at her job and had said straight up she didn't want children. Ever.
So when you tell this story to your friends, could you avoid the word psycho? I'd prefer eccentric.
Good night, psycho.
Then there's the dogs episode. You see, Robin had 5 dogs, all gifts from her ex-boyfriends. Well, Ted, he got jealous of those dogs. Yes, the little doggies, and he couldn't handle these little fluffy reminders that Robin had a love life before him. So they made a deal.
But what do you want me to do, Ted? Get rid of my dogs?
Guess what position we did it in?
Yes, I want you to get rid of your dogs.
No.
Get rid of stuff from your exes. And Robin actually did it. She sent her dogs to her aunt's farm to make Ted happy. And what did Ted do? He hid all of his ex-girlfriend's stuff instead of throwing it out. He got caught lying, then somehow flipped it around and made it Robin's problem.
I didn't know you were getting rid of the dogs.
You said you threw all that stuff away,
No.
Ted.
Kids, this was the worst fight Robin and I ever had.
Then the official breakup happened at their anniversary dinner. Another table's engagement ring, it accidentally ended up in Robin's drink, and her face when she saw it told the whole story. They finally had the talk Ted had been dodging for the whole year.
We're not doing this, are we?
I don't want to have kids in Argentina.
And I don't want to have kids in Argentina.
So where does that leave us?
He wanted everything that she didn't want, so they broke up amicably, sure, but the breakup was always coming because Ted spent the entire relationship trying to rewrite Robin into someone she wasn't.
She just wasn't the one, you know?
The one? Oh, Ted, no. Do not tell me you're gonna start searching for the one again. The only time I want to hear you saying the one is if it's followed by the word hundredth.
And y'all, it didn't stop there because Ted kept pulling this stunt for years. He would date someone new, get scared, then drop "I still love you" bombs on Robin out of nowhere. At least he's consistent, I guess. But every single time she tried to move on, Ted was right there in the doorway. And can you imagine being Robin for a second though? You finally start dating someone and your ex from years ago shows up "By the way, I never got over you." Every single time. We're at number 2 now with Victoria, round 1. Guys, Victoria, she was the one. Genuinely, she was sweet, talented, low drama, and she actually matched Ted's romantic energy without any of the Robin-style baggage. They met at a wedding where she baked the cake. He tracked her down through bakery clues, which was cute back then before we all knew better. They started dating, and for a while, Ted was actually happy. Then Victoria got accepted into a fancy cooking program in Germany. Huge career move, couldn't say no. They both cried, hugged, and decided to try long distance. Mature stuff, sweet stuff, sure.
Look, I know it never works for anyone, but do you want to try long distance?
Yes. Yes. Oh.
But 3 weeks in, Ted blew it up. Victoria called him during the day saying, "We need to talk." And Ted, who has the emotional steadiness of a wet napkin, immediately assumed she was gonna dump him.
Listen, I've been thinking, and I really need to talk to you tonight. I'll call you at 11, Victoria. So?
So, she's gonna dump me.
So same night, Robin had a bad day at work and called Ted at 2 a.m. asking him to come over as a friend. So what did Ted do? He went. And when he got to Robin's place, he lied. Straight up lied, guys. He told Robin he and Victoria had already broken up.
We broke up.
What?
Yeah, she finally called. We talked for a while, how hard long distance is, and then she dumped me.
So they hooked up. While they were together, though, Victoria called his phone, and the truth came out. Ted got caught.
I thought it was mine, so I answered it.
Was it?
It was your girlfriend. You might want to call her back.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, this is the moment in the season where you start realizing Ted is the actual villain of his own love life. He didn't just cheat, he lied to 2 women in the same night to make the cheating happen. That's like a circle or like a crossword, I don't know, but it's just confusing and stupid.
I called Victoria from the cab, and we broke up. And there you have it, kids. The stupidest thing I've ever done.
Victoria dumped him over the phone from Germany. Cold, clean, and earned. Nothing good happens after 2 a.m. Really, nothing good happens after midnight. But that's the whole episode. And Ted spent years narrating it to his kids like it was just a funny life lesson and not him being a bad boyfriend. Number 3, Stella Zinman. So Stella was Ted's dermatologist. He went to her to get a butterfly tattoo removed off his lower back, and she told him from minute 1 she didn't have time to date because she was a single mom raising her daughter Lucy. But Ted, of course, did not respect that.
You only have 2 minutes, right?
Right.
Okay. Want to go on a 2-minute date with me?
He pulled the famous 2-minute date, a whole montage of restaurant, movie, coffee, kiss, all packed into 2 minutes outside of her office. Romantic on TV, but in real life, you just ignored a woman saying, "I'm too busy to date you." But sure, montage.
You really don't have time right now, but if you ever do, you give me a call?
Yes.
Okay.
And they started dating. A few months in, Ted panicked because Stella mentioned a wedding 6 months away. He decided to break up with her. Then he got hit by a car, woke up in a hospital bed, had some fever dream realization that she was the one, and they'd been together for what, guys, 4 months? And he'd just been ready to dump her? Then, well, came the boundary stomping. Stella had told him a very personal story about not having sex for 6 years after her divorce. Well, Ted blabbed it to the entire gang, and she was humiliated.
Ted, you told them, didn't you?
Told him what?
You told them that I haven't had sex in 5 years.
You haven't had sex in 5 years? That is a shocking revelation that we're just finding out about right now.
Stella also told him no exes at the wedding. Well, Ted invited Robin anyway. Then, when Stella was upset that her daughter's dad, Tony, wouldn't let Lucy come to the ceremony, Ted unilaterally invited Tony too, without asking Stella. And guess what happened at the wedding?
You invited Tony to our wedding? Ted, we talked about this. No exes at our wedding. Why would you do this?
Oh boy, what did Ted do this time?
Stella saw Tony, old feelings came rushing back, she wrote Ted a note and ran off with Tony, leaving Ted at the altar in front of everyone. Brutal? Yes, but who invited Tony? Who ignored every single boundary that Stella set? Who tried to force a fairy tale onto a single mother who was clearly still working through her own life? Ted did. Stella running off was harsh, yes, but Ted basically built that exit door himself with a huge sign on it, and then he pointed at it.
I was so sure Stella was the one. And when she left me, I was so devastated.
Now we're at number 4, and honestly, this is the gold standard of Ted getting what he deserves. Natalie. So 3 years before this episode happened, Ted was dating Natalie. Things were going well, she was into him, they were serious. Then Ted decided she wasn't the one. And did he sit her down? Have a real talk? Be a grown man about it? No, he broke up with her on her answering machine. On her birthday.
Oh, who breaks up with somebody on their answering machine on their birthday?
Yeah, dude, email.
But wait, it gets worse, my friends. You see, because her friends had thrown her a surprise party that night, and they were all hiding in her apartment when the message played. They heard the entire voicemail breakup before Natalie even walked in the door. She came home expecting surprise, and instead got publicly dumped in front of every friend she had. 3 years later, Ted finds an old shirt he used to hate but now loves, and he decides this means something. Maybe this was one of his exes actually being the one, and he just didn't see it at the time. So he starts cold calling exes to apologize, and he gets to Natalie.
Hello?
Natalie, it's Ted Mosby.
Go to hell.
She remembers me.
Lily makes him admit what he did, though. Even Lily is horrified, but Ted doesn't quit. He shows up at Natalie's door with a giant sock monkey, begs for another shot, and somehow she gives in. They start dating again. The whole gang loves her. She's amazing.
You know, that Natalie, she's good times.
Yeah, she's like the best girl you've dated in years.
Yeah, Ted, hold on to that one.
Yeah, I have to break up with her.
Then 3 weeks later, Ted gets that itch again. She's not lighting up his destiny radar, so he plans a nice dinner to break up with her properly this time. Lily even coached him. They sit down, and right before Ted drops the bomb, Natalie casually mentions that today is her birthday.
Today's your birthday. I didn't get you anything.
Oh, it's okay. You know, you've already given me the best present of all. I can trust again.
Guys, you can see Ted's soul leave his body in that moment. And what does he do? Does he abort? Does he reschedule? Pretend he just wanted to talk? Nope, he goes through with it. He breaks up with her on her birthday again.
You broke my heart over my answering machine on my birthday. Waited 3 years for me to get over you. Tracked me down, begged me to go out with you again, only so you could dump me 3 weeks later, again on my birthday!
That is a man with a plan if you want to look at it from that lens. But the look on her face. Then she mentions she's been taking Krav Maga, and then she kicks his entire ass. In the middle of the restaurant, the shirt gets ruined, Ted gets bruised, the whole gang just watches. And it might be the single most satisfying moment in the entire show. The universe finally gave Ted exactly what he had earned, and it came in the form of self-defense classes. Beautiful.
Told the truth. Turns out the truth has a mean roundhouse kick.
Oh, man.
Oh, well, you did the right thing. I'm proud of you.
I'm bleeding internally.
And while yes, Ted got beat up and bruised, you should also consider beating up and bruising that subscribe and like button. See that little transition I did there? But if you're vibing with this list, let me know in the comments below which dump was the most deserved that you think was the most deserved. I'm repeating myself. Me, I'm leaning towards Natalie, but I know some of you are riding hard for Stella, and I don't judge you, so drop your pick down there. But now, let's get back to the carnage, because we're at number 5 with Zoey Van Smoot. Okay guys, so let me get you up to speed because Zoey, she's a complicated one because she wasn't a saint either. She lied, she manipulated, she recorded Ted secretly, but still, Ted earned this breakup all on his own. Here's the setup. Ted is the architect designing a big new skyscraper for Goliath National Bank. And to build it, they need to demolish an old hotel called the Arcadian. Well, Zoey, she's the activist chained to that hotel trying to save it. Their first interactions are pure war. She crashes his architecture class and turns his students against him, and he calls her the devil. The hate is mutual and intense. When are they gonna kiss?
What do you have to say for yourself? Tearing down a beautiful old building just to put up a stupid bank headquarters.
Boo. Freaking who?
But naturally, the show being the show that it is, they fall for each other, because of course they do. This is sitcom law. If a woman shows up hating Ted's guts, you can set your watch to them making out within 6 episodes. There's a whole detour where the gang finds out Zoey is married to a weird rich dude called the Captain.
So, Captain, how'd you get that name anyway?
Gave it to myself. A real man chooses his own name.
Well, pleased to meet you, Captain. I'm Galactic President Superstar McAwesomeville.
She gets divorced, she and Ted finally hook up, and right here is where my brain starts screaming at the screen. Bro, she was still married when she was catching feelings. Every red flag's on the field, and Ted is sprinting towards all of them with open arms. And now, though, they're together. But the Arcadian thing, it's still happening. They try to avoid the topic, but they just couldn't.
I have the chance to build a skyscraper in the best city on Earth, and who's the one leading the charge to kill that dream? My girlfriend!
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Every other episode was a fight about that building. Zoey wanted to save it. Ted wanted to build his dream skyscraper. There was no middle ground because Ted refused to find one. I mean, think about it. Your whole relationship is built on hating each other over one thing. And then you just, what, hope that thing disappears? Skyscrapers don't just randomly disappear, guys, okay? That's not a relationship. That's a stalemate with kissing.
If you can last until sunrise in your precious Arcadian, I'll join your side.
You're on. This place is fantastic. They even left a chocolate on the pillow.
That's not a chocolate.
Then eventually the big landmark hearing came. Ted had to testify. He went up there and chose the building over Zoey. Zoey, though, had also secretly recorded Ted earlier when he was trash-talking the project, and she played the tape at the hearing to sabotage him. So yeah, both sides played dirty, but Ted's choice was the bigger one. He literally picked his career and his ego over the woman he claimed to love.
Do you think the Arcadian should be a landmark?
No, it shouldn't be a landmark. There are a lot of important buildings in New York. The Arcadian isn't one of them.
The breakup itself was quiet though, no screaming. Ted just told her he couldn't have both. He picked the project. She walked out. And honestly, Zoey was right to leave. Because for the second time in this list, Ted pursued someone hard, ignored every warning sign, and bailed the moment his grand life plan was threatened.
All right. What do you have to say for yourself?
Sometimes things have to fall apart to make way for better things.
You'd think after Stella, after Robin, after Victoria, Ted would have figured out the pattern. But this is Ted we're talking about. That doesn't happen. And because of all of this, it brings us to number 6, Victoria round 2. And this one might be the most painful. So years and seasons go by, my friends, and Victoria comes back. She's at a wedding, but she's about to marry some German guy named Klaus, yeah. She gets cold feet at the last minute, however.
All these years, I never stopped thinking about you, Ted. If you're ready to drive off into the sunset together.
And he helps her write the runaway bride note. They drive off together, and old sparks come back instantly. This is their round 2. Older Victoria, wiser Victoria.
Hey, Ted, can you pass me a cracker?
Yeah.
It's the least you can do considering I left a guy at the altar for you.
Right?
They date for months, and there are little issues, sure, like Klaus crashing on their couch forever. Victoria is messier than Ted likes, but it's mostly sweet. Victoria is one of the only exes who actually gets Ted and wants the same fairy tale he does. Ted, he decides to propose. He fills the apartment with hundreds of red roses, the whole production, and Victoria says yes. But she adds one condition.
There's just one thing.
Anything, you name it.
You can't be friends with Robin.
Victoria knew. She had been Ted's girlfriend before. She remembered the 2 a.m. phone call. She remembered being dumped from Germany because Ted couldn't stop chasing Robin. She told Ted, look, this can work, but you gotta cut Robin out of your life. Completely. No friendship, no late night talks, nothing.
Tell her that you're not gonna stop being friends with Robin.
I can't imagine life without Robin. But she'll never be in love with me.
And Ted thought about it. He spoke to Marshall and Lily, then went back to Victoria with his answer.
But she's like family to me, and I can't end that. So, can you accept that?
He couldn't do it. He told Victoria he wasn't in love with Robin anymore, but Robin was family, and he wasn't willing to lose her. And Victoria's response is one of the saddest lines in the whole show.
I really hope you get her someday.
Then she walked out, crying. Done, and we never see her again. But think about this for a second. Victoria warned him in season 1. She left him in season 1 because of Robin. He proposed and then refused to let Robin go even when his fiancé begged him to. That's not a hopeless romantic. That's a guy who is in love with the idea of being torn between 2 women and refuses to actually pick one. Victoria, she didn't dump him out of jealousy. She dumped him because she could see exactly what was coming and refused to live through it twice. She was the mature one. But Ted, he's still stuck at 2 a.m. mode all these years later. The wildest part though, Ted spent 9 seasons telling this story to his own kids. Like, he was the hero. Like, these breakups were sad accidents that just happened to him. Meanwhile, Natalie's still out there doing Krav Maga and laughing about it.
Bad as that night was, within a year, Natalie was married. And now she has 3 beautiful children. So that's the upside of hurt. Sometimes it happens for a reason.
Wow. So you got beat up by a girl?
But guys, which dump here was your favorite? Was it the answering machine birthday classic, the Stella altar walk-off, Victoria sing through him twice? Drop your pick in the comments below and let me know if I missed one. There's a lot of seasons. I left out a few smaller ones because the list would have been 30 entries long. But if you want a part 2, just say the word. But if you made it this far, consider pressing all the buttons that the YouTubers ask you to press. It would mean a lot, and we can keep making videos like this. And if you don't, well, Marshall is going to show up at your door with a fresh slap. And that man has been saving them up. But thank you all so much for watching, commenting, and have a good one. Bye-bye!